I'm Scott LaMar for The Spark. The Earth is changing. Climate change is having an impact already across the planet. People around the world are making efforts to reduce warming. But one of the best ways, one of the easiest ways to do that is to plant a tree. The Chesapeake Bay Foundation has a campaign to plant 10 million trees.
Oh, this is nicer.
Kristen Hoke, first of all, thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, the big question. Let's talk about the Keystone 10 Million Trees Partnership. What is it?
The 10 Million Tree Partnership is a campaign led by the Chesapeake Bay Foundation to plant 10 million trees across the state of Pennsylvania by the year 2025.
How far along are you?
Well, last October, so almost a year ago to the day, we planted our 5 millionth tree, and we're working on distributing 500,000 trees this spring and fall, so 5.5 million.
What is your deadline, and when are you going to get to 10 million?
Well, we hope that we're going to get to 10 million by June of 2025.
All right, so let's talk about trees and why they're so important. For someone who doesn't know, climate change, having to do with a clean environment, trees are one of the best things that you do. One of the easiest things is planting a tree. What do trees do?
Yeah, well, we like to say that trees are one of the most cost-effective best management practices to protect and improve water quality, in addition to the benefits that we see from them for mitigating climate change.
In what ways?
So trees can provide, they can take up nutrients, so they need that nitrogen and phosphorus that run off from a farm like where we are today. They can reduce sedimentation. Their roots can hold that soil on the banks, and so they can actually reduce nutrients and sediment going to the Chesapeake Bay, which are our top 3 pollutants to the Chesapeake Bay.
Does it matter where a tree is planted?
No. But what does matter is that you get the right tree in the right place for the conditions where you're planting.
For example?
So, for example, we're on this farm today, and we're in a riparian area, which is a fancy word for a stream area, area next to a stream. We have some conditions lower to the bank, lower and closer to the stream, where there are wet conditions. So, for that condition, we'd want to plant a black willow or a red osier dogwood or a silky dogwood, plants that love and don't mind getting their roots wet during the growing season. We're up on the hill, and next to us and along this tree line behind us, you might see honey locust or red oak or white oak. They prefer a drier condition, so we call those upland species because they get planted up away from the stream.
What about evergreen trees versus trees that shed their leaves? One better than the other for the environment?
No, I don't think so. I mean, all trees are good. They provide cover for wildlife. So planting native trees is especially beneficial for lots of our birds and pollinators and beneficial mammals that traverse through this section. It can provide cover, it can provide food. So it's also very beneficial to wildlife.
For someone who may become interested in planting a tree or trees, after seeing this today, how can they learn which trees to plant, how to plant, all those things?
Well, the internet is our friend these days, right? So I would suggest maybe Googling. The Arbor Day Foundation has lots of information out there on species, and they have great resources on the internet. They also have lots of videos on how to plant properly, lots of material that you can utilize to make sure you're planting the right tree in the right place in the right way.
So how was this farm chosen?
So part of the reason that this farm was chosen is because one of the other programs that the Chesapeake Bay Foundation has that I'm a part of as a restoration staff is that we work with landowners who are willing to plant these riparian buffers, these stream-side trees, on their farm, and as a benefit to them, we incentivize that and offer them vouchers that can help offset cost for their other on-farm projects. So Craig just did a large project that included a covered barnyard and a manure storage tank. And as a part of that, he also agreed to fence out this area and remove livestock from being in the wet area. So he already did great things to reduce his impact on the water, or to improve water quality on his farm. And adding these trees is just taking it to that next level and improving it more.
Craig Alleman is the farmer that you're referring to. We're on his farm right now. From what you described, it sounds like Craig is one of those farmers that has water quality, the environment, the Chesapeake Bay in mind with the steps that he's taken.
Yeah, and he has done just a really great job. One of the things that has impressed me about Craig as I've been interacting with him is that he's meticulous, and I think, you know, in conversation with him, what his barnyard looked like before, which we can't see what it looked like before, but it did bother him. He didn't like the appearance of it, and he wanted to clean it and improve his operation, and also, you know, better his management. Manure storages actually can help improve water quality because the farmer then is better able to time his application more effectively for crops being able to take up those nutrients. They can time it better as far as weather. They can, you know, limit water or rainfall, washing it off. So it's all just very good and wise management that he's doing here.
What's this going to look like in, say, 20 years?
Well, I hope in 20 years we see a whole field of trees that look like the ones you can see behind us, that are just tall and mature and offering shade. And we have a healthy understory with lots of shrubs and lots of shelter and food for wildlife. So that's what I hope.
Our viewers can see that they're not planting seeds, and that these are probably what you would call saplings, that there are roots and a little bit of a trunk. So, you know, where did these trees come from? Somebody had to pay for the trees.
Yes. So the Chesapeake Bay Foundation is working with 3 different growers to provide the trees for us. All of the growers are located in Pennsylvania. So supporting the economy and supporting the nursery business. And so those growers grow them for us. And we are purchasing them with donations and funding, private funding that's been given to CBF to accomplish this huge goal of 10 million trees across Pennsylvania.
What, I don't know whether you've done this, but what does it cost for this program, planting 10 million trees?
Yeah, it's a lot of money. So the trees, if you notice, we have small pots. So I would say each individual tree can range from maybe $3 to $6 of that size. Sometimes we have gallon pots, so those would be more. And sometimes we have bare roots. I think those maybe run between $1, $2 to $3 maybe per bare root. So that is just for the tree. We are protecting our trees with stakes and shelters. And those cost, let's see, I think the stake and shelter, we say it takes $8 to $10 per tree.
Where does that money come from?
It comes from donations, from private donations, it comes from grants, and, you know, yes, grants and donors.
Today we have a group from F&M Trust, like 200 volunteers out here, which is a nice turnout. But is the community joining in this partnership? Are they, when you say partnership, who are the partners?
Well, yeah, we have over 200 partners as part of the 10 Million Tree Partnership. They are watershed groups, they are conservation districts, they are partner organizations, they are government agencies. So it really just runs the gamut of what a partnership should be, is involving lots of different stakeholders and lots of different interest groups around a common goal to get these trees planted.
Is there anything else that our listeners and viewers should know?
plant a tree. That's what they should all join in and help us to get these trees planted.
Kristen Hoke, thank you very much for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
For more from Mosaic, please like and subscribe to the channel or check out another video. To help support this project, please visit witf.org/mosaic.